All right, if everybody would take their seats, we'll call this meeting to order at 5:02 p.m. We're going to have the invocation today by Minister Joe Freeman, Minister of Students, First Baptist Church of Homestead, followed by a presentation of the colors by the Homestead Police Department's Honor Guard, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be given by the Webelos and AOL Cub Scouts Pack 69. If you would please stand.
Would you join me in prayer, please? Father, I come before you today, so thankful for the privilege that we have to approach your throne of grace. Thank you for Jesus, who has made access to you possible, to the forgiveness of our sins by means of his death on the cross. Lord, thank you for your provision, for your guidance, for your faithfulness. You have demonstrated time and time again that you are sufficient for whatever circumstances we find ourselves in. And Father, it's that truth that is a tremendous comfort for us on days like today when we find ourselves praying for our elected leaders. Lord, you've taught us in your word that you've established government to serve the people. And my prayer for those who have been elected to lead would do so selflessly, with honesty, and with integrity. May they lead in such a way that the people of our city would know your goodness and respond to it in faith. Lord, we know that wisdom to lead in that manner comes only from you. And so you've told us if you lack wisdom, all we have to do is ask, and you delight in supplying it. So God, we ask that you would grant our leaders wisdom and courage to lead and to lead well. And we'll be sure that you get all the honor and the glory and the gratitude for what you do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth.
Here.
Councilwoman Bailey.
Here.
Councilman Maldonado. Here. Councilman Guzman.
Here.
Councilwoman Faircloth.
Here.
Vice Mayor Burgess.
Here.
Mayor Shelley.
Here. So I know that we have a lot of dignitaries and special people in the room tonight, and what I'm going to do is leave it to the new mayor to announce those dignitaries, because I do not have a list of who you all are, and I don't want to miss out, and I don't want to not name someone who's here, but I know that he's been collecting the names and the people, so I'm going to leave that to him. Any of you that are here that would like to be recognized, you can give your information also to the clerk to make sure that Steve has what he needs to make sure he properly identifies all of you. And with that, we'll go to tab number 1. City Attorney.
Sure. Tab number 1 is the certification of the city clerk of the city of Homestead, Miami-Dade County, Florida, concerning canvassing of returns of the primary election of October 1, 2019, and the general election of November 5, 2019, and certifying results thereof.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Move it. Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Maldonado?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faircloth?
Yes.
Councilman Guzman?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Burgess?
Yes.
Mayor Shelley?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Next is the signed die. And so what I will do is first, we have a lot of members of our council who are moving on either because of term limits or other purposes, probably more than I think we've had in a long time as far as a changeover and new faces. And so I would like to first offer time up to Vice Mayor Burgess if he'd like to say anything, being that this will be his last meeting. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Shelley. And let me say, first of all, you've done a great job sitting in the center seat for us. So thank you, sir, very much for your hard work. I know it's not easy being there, and we certainly do appreciate the work that you have continued on when you were put in there and brought forward all the things that you have. So thank you. To my other council members, thank you. Everybody's always worked together, and it's tough to say goodbye to people that you've become a family with. So. And that's basically how I feel up here tonight, that we have become a family in this city, and we have moved it forward over the last 8 or 9 years to a spot where it's ready to even flourish bigger. We have a tremendous asset downtown that we have started. It isn't finished. I hope the new council will embrace it and continue to let downtown grow with open arms, because that is what we all have strived for since the day I sat down up here. And since the day I started running back in 2005, one of the things that people always talked about was the downtown and how are we going to get it revitalized. Well, the process has started. Let's keep it moving. We've got a great opportunity here in the city to move it forward, and we've got great people down there with the showbiz. Kevin and his team have come here and opened their arms and have given Homestead what they needed to get started down there. So thank you to them. To the city attorney, thank you. You guys have always given me guidance and helped me stay out of trouble, so I certainly do appreciate it. To Mr. Gretzis, it's been 9 years, and you have been a blessing to this city. I know that you'll be leaving soon too, but your legacy will be here forever. The things that you have brought the staff to another level, and their abilities, you believed in them and always gave them a chance to prove themselves, and I think that is what was one of your biggest assets, is you gave everybody a chance when you came here. And giving people a chance to prove themselves is what it's all about, because people have it in them. Sometimes they just need it drawn out of them, and I know that everybody in this room that has worked for you certainly does appreciate everything that you've done for them and the chances that you have given them to prove. Not just to prove, but to become leaders and to become a better employee. So thank you, sir, for all that you've done. Liz, I was here when you were hired. Thank you very much. You are in a thankless job. You were inundated with all kinds of workload that I can't even imagine. I know you're understaffed, but you always got the work done. So thank you, whether it was loans or deed searches or public requests. I know that your staff worked hour after hour to make sure things were done. So thank you very much to you and all of your staff. So with that being said, I'll say thank you to everybody. It's been a great 12 years, and looking forward to the next chapter for the city of Homestead. So congratulations to those that were elected, Mr. Fletcher, Mr. Losner. Hopefully you guys will continue to move the city forward, and I know it will be. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilman Maldonado.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I'm not on the docket for being termed out, but coming up here today, I was reflecting the last 10 years, since 2009. We're looking back. I got involved basically like I've always been involved, just to make sure I'm making a difference in the city. I wanted to be a part of this future, the future of the city, the progress that we've made. And looking back these past 10 years, I made a decision to move forward and take a run at another office, a higher office with the county. So I will be resigning by the end of the week, and this will be my final meeting tonight. To staff, you guys been great since day one. When I came here, kind of just not really knowing how the city works, but understanding that I just want to be a part of it. Thank you for all that you've done, because you guys are the foundation and the reason why we've had success. We as policymakers just make decisions, make policies, and we give it to staff, and you guys are the ones who execute it. For the last 10 years, you've held the line. You've made sure that all the decisions you've made is to make sure that the city overall is in a better state than it is today. Thank you for that. To the staff, George, I recall when we had all those applications where we were looking for a new city manager. It wasn't an easy task. I think we had probably over 12 to 15 resumes before us. And it was clear that when I got his resume, I set it aside above, after I went through all the resumes, I set his aside, because yours told a story of success in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and I said if he could do what he's done over there according to this paperwork, then I think that this is the person we need here in the city of Homestead. And so I'm glad that you were my choice when you came on board, and thank you for all the hard work you've done. Again, the city's in a better place than when we first started 10 years ago, and as I reflect again, we've definitely made a difference in this city. We've made history in this city, so thank you for your help. To all the directors, those who came on board new, those who have been here from the beginning, Vivian and the rest of the staff, thank you for your work, for your dedication. I appreciate it all. You've laid it all on the line. You guys were here day in, day out, making sure that the city was good. Chief Rowe, you're the rock of this organization, this police force. Time and time I've heard all the staff, for the majority of them, saying, he's done a good job, and you've held the line. It's not been an easy call, not an easy job, especially being understaffed, but incredible, all that you've done. Being understaffed, you're able to do the work that you've done, your staff to do the work it's done. We're in a better position than when we started 10 years ago. Thank you for your service to the community and all that you've done. I appreciate our friendship and all that we've done. So, to my colleagues, it hurts, man. I'm sitting here looking at you guys right now, and it really hurts because I know that I'm leaving a little bit early. I'm leaving 2 years ahead of my time, and I know you guys need me here more than anything now. But I made this decision. It's a calling at the end of the day. You guys know that. We're here to service the people, and it's definitely a calling from above, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it. But I have to answer the call when the call is made. And the big guy upstairs definitely has tugged my heart to make sure that I get involved in this race and moving forward and moving Miami-Dade County forward. So the way I see it is I'm just going out there. We'll seek a higher office. We'll hope to win and make sure that I continue to support the city of Homestead and make a greater impact that we've done here in the last 10 years. I can only imagine how much more we can do if I'm sitting up there as an elected official in the county. So I won't be gone. I'm still living here in the city of Homestead. I will be here. I will be involved, and you guys could always count on me. To my colleagues, Larry Roth, congratulations on your re-election. Fletcher, congratulations on your re-election. Oh, no, your election. Oh, yeah, you were here before, so almost like a re-election. It's been a while, but good to have you back. Mayor Losner, congratulations. You finally made that legacy come through. I know you've been waiting for some time, and we just hope that you take notice of all we've done and you just make it that much better. Understanding that everyone in here has been part of the foundation, and that's all I ask. Thank you, sir, for everything. Congratulations. And with that, thank you to the city, the residents that voted me in time and time again, and has given me the opportunity to serve in this capacity. So thank you for everything, and God bless you guys.
Thank you, Councilman Maldonado. Councilman Guzman, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor. I first want to thank God. I want to thank my wife, my family, my brother for supporting me through this wonderful opportunity that you, Mayor Shelley, have provided. I thank you for confiding in me. I thank my colleagues for confiding in me. We've become friends, and we all have this city's best interest at heart. And you know, when you fill an appointment, it's a very difficult task for the person making that decision, because this group and this body, through the vision of our Manager Gretzes, they've had a very cohesive group, and they voted 7-0 on a lot of the capital improvement projects that you guys see up today. And that's very difficult to do, because I've watched other meetings. I've watched other cities go through meetings, and it is a disaster sometimes. It is a true disaster. So this is something special that this city has created here. And something else that I want to say is, if a city is not growing, it's dying, and we are far, far from dying. I want to thank the courageous men and women that fought for this country, that give us our democracy that we see here today. You know, yesterday during the Veterans Day Parade, I saw something beautiful. I saw people that left behind everything that divides us, whether it's politics, race, gender, religion, all of that stuff was left behind. And what I saw was a beautiful, colorful, diverse city. And that is what I want to continue to see in this city. And this body up here has done a tremendous job in my growth. They have let me see things that I would never have paid attention to before. And we all want to see Homestead in the best light possible. We all live here. We're all raising a family here. This is what we call home. So I want to thank, first I want to thank my assistant, Michelle Wells. She is by far the best assistant I have ever had. She is truly one of a kind, and I am grateful to all the things that she has done. She's learning Spanish with me too, so she's starting to pick up on some Spanish words. I want to thank the city staff. I want to thank our city manager, our attorneys, because I had a lot of questions for our attorneys. There's a lot of things that you think you can do, but when it comes to politics, you just can't do certain things. Again, my colleagues, not only have you guys been true colleagues up here, you have been true friends. And I want to thank the citizens of Homestead for giving me this tremendous opportunity. I will continue to stay engaged through the South Dade Chamber of Commerce. Carrie Black, she is one of a kind CEO. I also want to make sure that I stay involved with Rotary. That group is doing some really, really big things, and I'm honored and proud to be part of both of those. I want to congratulate our new mayor. You've done an excellent job. I think you're going to do excellent for this city. And I also want to congratulate our new council member, Sean Fletcher. May God be with you both. God bless this city, and God bless everybody in this room. Thank you.
Any additional comments from my colleagues before we make the switch? I would like to, first, I would like to thank you guys for working with me and letting me lead you up here, for my short time that I spent as mayor. It was an honor to work with all of you, and debate and exchange ideas, but ultimately work together toward a common goal to move the city forward. So I do want to personally and publicly thank all of you for letting me serve in this capacity and for letting me lead you for the short time that I've been up here. I do want to publicly also thank Vice Mayor Burgess for all of his commitments, his dedication, all of his contributions to the city of Homestead. 12 years is a long time to serve a community, and to do so in a very noble manner that you do, and always kind of having that foundation. I think the city and us as a council, have relied upon you to kind of be the foundation and one of the guiding voices as the senior member on council for the last couple of years, and you fulfilled that role very well. I've been proud to go and go to battle, with you against other projects, whether it be at the state level, fighting Tallahassee over projects that were important to us, whether it be at the local level, and standing shoulder to shoulder to try to move this city forward. And so I thank you for always being there and for being a good voice and for having the best interests of the city And so you will be greatly missed up here on this dais and in this city. So I hope that you also don't go very far and continue to stay involved and be the voice that got you involved to begin with 12 years ago. Councilman Maldonado, we thank you for your service as well. I mean, we kind of entered this fray together in 2009, and to think about where we were then and the ideas and the dreams and the things that we were envisioning on the campaign trail, and be able to see a lot of those come to fruition, is a great thing. And a lot of that is because of the work and dedication that you also put into and the long hours that you put in, to kind of work toward those goals and work in collaborative with all of us. So thank you again for your service as well. And Councilman Guzman, it's difficult to step in and volunteer for this position and to come in and serve a very short time. And when you get elected to office, it's a year minimum before you even figure out what the heck's going on. And so to come in for a less than a year period of time and try to get your feet underneath you and make some decisions and understand what was going on. And you did a great job of asking the right questions, and I know talking to staff and trying to be educated, taking the newly elected official classes, doing what you needed to do to educate yourself and be ready to make those tough decisions. And so you have done a great job, and I appreciate all that you've done and the commitment you've made to this council as well. And I do encourage you to continue to stay involved and continue to give back to this community and find other ways that you can continue to make an impact going forward. And so with that, I did want to thank all of you guys before we switched and before you guys were off the dais going forward. So with no additional comments, then we'll get to the part we've all been waiting for, which is the admission of the oath to the new mayor and the new council person. And so with that, we'll all step down and we'll do the oath, administration of the oaths.
The oath of office for Mr. Mayor Losner. Yes, please.
We can't get all the Losners up here. There's no room for them. All right, place your left hand on the Bible that Lori is holding and repeat after me. I, Stephen D. Losner,
I, Stephen D. Losner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I will obey the laws of the United States
that I will obey the laws of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I will in all respects
that I will in all respects
observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances
observe the provision of the charter and ordinances
of the city of Homestead,
of the city of Homestead,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of mayor
of mayor
on which I am about to enter,
on which I am about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
By the power invested by Article 3 of the United States Constitution, I take your oath and I congratulate you.
The oath of office administered to Vice Mayor Faircloth.
Please raise your right hand. Where's the Bible? You did the Bible. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Patricia Faircloth Staggers,
I, Patricia Faircloth Stagger,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
and will obey the laws
and will obey the laws
of the United States and of the state of Florida,
of the United States and of the state of Florida,
that I will, in all respects,
that I will, in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter and ordinances
of the charter and ordinances
of the city of Homestead,
of the city of Homestead,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Vice Mayor and Councilwoman
as Vice Mayor and Councilwoman,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
The oath of office to Councilman Fletcher.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sean L. Fletcher, do solemnly swear and affirm I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Florida, and will obey the laws of the United States and of the state of Florida, that I will, in all respects, observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances of the city of Homestead, and will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of councilman, on which I am about to enter. So help me God.
The oath of office to Councilman Larry Roth.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Larry Roth,
I, Larry Roth,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and state of Florida,
and state of Florida,
and will obey the laws of the United States and the state of Florida,
and will obey the laws of the United States and the state of Florida,
that I will, in all respects,
that I will, in all respects,
observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances
observe the provisions of the charters and ordinances
of the city of Homestead,
of the city of Homestead,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of councilman,
and will faithfully discharge the office and duties of councilman
on which I'm about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Council can take their seats.
for all the criticism this building gets, it's something that we can all be very proud of as the meeting place for our community. Let me start by introducing some current and former elected officials who are with us tonight. We have State Representative Ana Maria Rodriguez with us. Former Miami-Dade County Mayor Alex Pinellas. I think she's here, former State Representative Katie Edwards Walpole. Katie. Florida City Mayor Otis Wallace. Florida City Commissioner R.S. Shiver. West Miami City Commissioner Eric Diaz Padron. And we also have, let me keep it in order of, we have, is it Vice Mayor Sue Loisel from Cutler Bay? Yeah. Liliana Ross, Miami-Dade Republican Committeewoman. We also have with us tonight a representative from the office of our United States Senator Marco Rubio. As well as a representative from Senator Rick Scott's office. Several representatives from the office of our Congresswoman Debbie Mugersell Powell, who's returned to Washington yesterday. Representative from the office of our state representative Holly Rashine. And a representative from the office of our county commissioner Daniela Levine Cava. Thank you all for being here, and I will further address that in my remarks later this evening. I think we only have two former Homestead mayors in the crowd tonight. We have former Mayor Steve Shiver and former Mayor Steve Shelley. I think maybe you are now a member of Club of Two, where a mayor returned to sit on a council after serving as a mayor, but you'll have to hash that out with Mr. Sincor. We also have, do we have any, I know we have at least one family members of former mayors. The Dickinson family is here. I want to recognize them. And did Mrs. Snyder make it? Mary Lou Snyder was going to be here, and she is the daughter of William Musselwhite, who served as mayor back in the late 1940s, early 50s. And the families of mayors and council members also deserve our gratitude and appreciation because, as we have all just been reminded, Homestead politics is not for the weak at heart, and that extends to family members as well. And I want to say a special note of thanks to former Vice Mayor John Burgess, who quietly served this community without the benefit of many photo ops or social media, was able to bring many projects to fruition in his 12 years here on council. As I said, public office is a family affair, and I not only want to thank him for his service, but his wife Sherelle and his son JR for their sacrifice in support of his service to this community. So, Vice Mayor Burgess, wherever you are, thank you again. I had always hoped that he and I would have the opportunity to serve together, but I know that while not holding a current title, he will continue to well serve well serve this community. At this time, I would invite remarks from my colleagues. Vice Mayor Fairclough.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And thank all of you for being here tonight for an occasion such as this. I am incredibly honored and deeply humbled to have been re-elected without opposition, as well as being sworn in tonight as your Madam Vice Mayor. I take that, thank you. Thank you. I take that responsibility very seriously, but I do recognize that I am not here tonight because of anything that I've done so great, but I'm here tonight because I have a Heavenly Father that has kept me and covered me and propelled me to where I am today. So although I do recognize the separation of church and state, I would be remiss if I did not recognize the author and finisher of my faith, and that is my Lord and Savior. If there is any question about the opportunity that one may have, even growing up in poverty and housing projects, if there's any question about how far you can come regardless of where you live or your zip code, I am that answer. I come from very humble beginnings, and that is how I like to lead, very humbly, with a people always in mind. And many ask, how do you do this? How do you serve as a school principal? How do you serve passionately in a community? And that is because I have family, led by this mystery guy who I keep all of you away from, and that is my husband, who is here tonight. Thank you so much for your support. He actually exists. So for those of you who were wondering, I am married. And I would transition into my hyphenated name, and that is Vice Mayor Fairclough Staggers. I also have my mother-in-law here tonight, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law. They've really held me down and had my back throughout this time running for office. Even though I did not have an opponent, I still ran the race because you just never know, and that's just who I am. Hard work is all I know. And I just continue to do that throughout the campaign. I also have the Mayor's Youth Council who's here tonight. If you would please stand. Thank you for being here. This is the award-winning Youth Council. They have just earned their 4th statewide competition. They enter annually into the Florida League of Cities competition, and they've just garnered their 4th statewide win. When they initially ran, they came in 2nd place, and I told them we don't run a race to come in 2nd place. So for the 4th consecutive year, they've come in 1st place. Thank you so much for your support and allowing me to lead you. Thank you. To the community, when I first decided to run in 2011, and I'm going to say this, there was an individual who's here tonight that told me I'd never win a race in the city of Homestead. Well, to you, I pray that your heart has been softened, and I pray that you see that Homestead is not what it used to be. 2011 was the last time I had a contested race. So that says a lot about the confidence that this community that have in me. So as I lead with the understanding that not everyone may support you, but I'm here to support all of you. And I will continue to do that. I believe I have established that the past 8 years in office. I have led respectfully, I have led responsibly, and I have led collegially, and that won't stop tonight. I look forward to working with all of you, as well as the council, and I'll never get too caught up in policies, protocol, and procedures that I forget that I'm here to serve the people. I look forward to serving the people for the next couple of years. I won't say how many. I'll let you figure that out. To all of you, all the best, Congratulations, Mayor
Thank you,
Lossner.
Vice Mayor.
Congratulations, Councilman Fletcher, as well as Councilman Roth. I look forward to working with you and building of a family, just like we have established up here. City Manager, this is my last swearing in with you. I know I have until January, which date? January 4th, and I would look forward to working with you until January 4th. Staff, you know I've always had your back. I may not have voted how you would have liked me to vote for, but know that I've always had your best interests at heart, and that won't stop. This is a mayor-council form of government. We will continue to operate as such, and know that you always have a friend in me, and I'm always here to support you. God bless you as you continue to serve as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilman Fletcher.
I got to start off by saying I'm a little disappointed in myself because I had a couple of pages of really good notes and I left them sitting on my desk at the office. But we're gonna start out by thanking everyone that supported us throughout this entire campaign process. I can tell you that the city of Homestead saw a lot of negativity during this election campaign. And it's time for us to come together and try and fix those issues and continue the city moving forward. I want to thank my parents for being here. 20 years ago, I was elected to the city council. And I said I wasn't going to get upset, but Tom knows very well because I'm an old softy when it comes to doing this thing. But my parents weren't here 20 years ago when I got elected. And that was because my grandmother was not doing well. And she passed away a couple days after I was elected. And the support that they gave me, even from that distance away, was tremendous. I was able to talk to my grandmother the night I was elected, and she talked to me, and she passed away the next day. So I'm very thankful for my faith in God that she was able to be there for me at that point in time, and that my parents were able to support me from that distance. I'm sorry, guys. I'm here tonight I see a lot of new faces here tonight, and I see a lot of old faces. Not old, but I mean old. But as we continue to move forward, I'm not married, so right now I'm going to be married to the city of Homestead for the next few years, trying to move this city forward. But I have a lot of family here tonight. I have my brothers and sisters from the police department that I served for 15 years with. I'm extremely proud to have served the citizens of Homestead as a reserve police officer. And I look forward to continuing, with that, serving on this council and supporting those guys day in and day out. To my best friend, Tom Mead, he and his wife supported me tremendously during this entire process as well. And I wasn't easy to deal with. And he didn't get to see me a lot, and I didn't get to see them a lot. And for that, here we look forward to moving forward with the city of Homestead. Again, I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about tonight, but we're going to cut it short to give some of the others up here an opportunity to speak. But I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting this council. I believe that we have a lot of hard work ahead of us to continue the progress forward. We as a city need to continue to push ourselves through the state and the county levels to ensure that our citizens are getting their fair share of what they deserve here in the city of Homestead. That's what I ran on, is to support the citizens of Homestead and ensure that they have their voice heard here on this council and this community. Way too many names of people to thank. We will do that publicly in the next few weeks. Thank you for all the support. I met a ton of people as we walked through this community. I became friends with these people that typically I would not have met had it not been for this. So I thank you for that, and we'll continue to move forward. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. God bless everyone. Councilman Roth.
I'm not used to going after a couple people. I'm usually used to going last. So, because by then usually all the good lines are taken up and all the good stuff has been said. And if I said it again, y'all be like bored with me. But yeah, as Councilman Fletcher said, there's some healing to do. We're all humans. He just displayed what being a human is all about. And during the campaign, there were a lot of things that were said, but you have to remember, we're all human, and it's painful. But we persevered through all of that for one reason, and that's to make our city of Homestead a better place to live. Together, we will do that. We will come together, we will lead this city into the future, and we will make the city of Homestead the best it can be. What I want to reach out to everyone and say is, as Councilman Fletcher said, we met a lot of new people out there. That's not the last time you should see us. Call us, communicate with us, be our eyes, be our ears. Let us know what the issues are. Send us emails. We're all very, very accessible. That's why we're up here, all of us, collectively, to serve you, to serve our citizens, and to make this city, as I said, the best city it can be. I want to thank my mom. Where's my mom? Mom, you still here? You can't leave without me. You know, almost a year ago today, she moved in with me. I mean, it's almost like the circle of life, where she took care of me when I needed to be taken care of, and now today I take care of her when she needs to be taken care of. And that's a fine example for all of us to live by. And as I said earlier today, collectively, we all need to take care of each other. We need to look out for what's best for our city of Homestead. It's grown leaps and bounds over the years. Yes, there's going to be growing pains. Beautiful Homestead Station opened up a few weeks ago. Many thought it wouldn't even open, and look at it today. Even some of its critics are throwing it huge accolades. That's what we can do together as a city. Bring positive change. Bring the things and the resources that you want. And I know that together we will do that. This mayor, congratulations, Mr. Losner. I know this has been a dream of yours for a long time. You've served, you weren't serving, you served, you weren't serving, and you're here again. And for that, I congratulate you. I just am thankful that I do once again have an opportunity to serve, to be a voice, to care for this community, and to continue on bringing this city forward. Thank you, Mayor Losner.
Thank you, Councilman Roth. Councilman Maldonado, one more shot, one more chance.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, just congratulations to those that are up here. Fletcher, I felt you on that. I recall getting up here and going through everything that we went through. It's tough. It's a hard fight. We're fighting for something that we believe in and fighting to make a difference in our community. So again, I commend both of you gentlemen, all three of you, for running again and taking the mantle of being leaders. It's not easy. We'll make some decisions that people will like, and there's going to be many decisions that people will not like. But we'll make a decision to the best of our ability to make sure that we move forward and we make sure that our city that we loved, that we've served for, and that we live in, to make it the best place to live and work and play. And so, again, to my colleagues that are up here, congratulations to you guys. And again, I will still stay committed to this community in one way or another as I exit my seat here. So thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bailey.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, it feels like just yesterday when I was sworn in here 2 years ago, and I'll never forget Councilman Roth, you said, well, now at least I'm not the new guy anymore. So I'm feeling a little cheated because I'm still the new girl. You both have experience also. But no, in all seriousness, a lot can happen in 2 years. I want to thank Vice Mayor Burgess, ex-Vice Mayor, my colleagues that were up here with me throughout the last 2 years. I knew this would be something that I would love, but I really didn't know to what extent. And I might not be the most talkative, but I do love serving my community. I love working with the kids. I love working towards programs that are going to make our city better. So thank you all. Congratulations to our new mayor, our new councilman. I know that we have a lot of great things still in store. Mom and Dad, hello. And thank you all for coming out here. Please come back. I know not all the meetings are this exciting, but it's nice to see faces out here sometimes. We love our staff, but it's nice to see some other faces in here. So don't be strangers, and thank you again for coming out tonight.
Thank you. Councilman Shelley.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to congratulate the new faces up here, Mayor Losner, Councilman Fletcher. Congratulations to Councilman Roth on your reelection as well. You know, as the Vice Mayor stated, I mean, we have been a family for many years up here, and sometimes the faces come and go, and you know, a new person joins the family, and that's what I see this as, is new people joining this family and working together to try to move this city forward and continue to do great things and really make Homestead the premier city in South Dade. I think we have the ability to set that standard, and I think this council up here will have the ability to do that. You know, a lot of times you think of elections, and sometimes maybe there's nervousness about change, but at the same time, I think what I find after elections is, you know, you get a renewed energy, you know, because you get the residents are more engaged right after elections because they've been touched and they've been reached more, and so you're getting direct feedback from them on what they like and what they dislike and what their priorities are. You know, but you also get that renewed energy when you get new faces on the council as you come up here and ultimately are helping to make existing ideas better or helping to make new projects or even new directions altogether. And so it's that new energy that I think will help us drive this council forward and that you, the mayor, and you as councilman will bring to this council, you know, to help supplement what this council has been working on. And so I look forward to, you know, what we can do together and what we can accomplish together. And ultimately, you know, the new and exciting things that we're going to get done. So I look forward to that, and thank you guys for being willing to run the race and be elected. So
thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you all. It's going to be a productive and fun 2 years at least. Before I begin my formal comments, I just want to say, you know, those of us who have been in this business and been in and around the city for a long time, we recall in the aftermath of elections when swearing-ins were held the next day or 48 hours later. And I can recall that the last time I was sworn in as vice mayor in 2005, there were still people in the audience from different camps literally snarling at each other. Not really nice comments headed our way, and that campaign sense of acrimony permeated the dais. So while it kind of creates this awkward lame duck period, I like this delay. It's a cooling off period and allows us to reflect and accept, and as former Mayor Shelley said, to look forward and be energized. And I'm appreciative for the spirit of cooperation that permeates this council as well as this room, although, you know, clearly many of us were in different camps. And as I said last Tuesday night when the results were, you know, pretty much set and obvious, it's November 5th at 9:28 p.m. The campaign is over, and it's time to move forward. And that's what I hope that we can all do, is to put that behind us. So with that, council colleagues, Mr. Manager, attorney, clerk, city staff and employees, family, friends, and residents. You know, while I typically speak without notes and off the cuff, there's so many people who I need to recognize tonight and so many things that I feel need to be said. I decided to break with my usual off-the-cuff style and go from some notes so that I hope that my message is clear and complete. And first, I must thank God and my family for the blessing of being in this seat. Lori has been by my side in more campaigns, both my own and others, than we care to remember. But she has always been there for me in the eye of every political hurricane that I have thrust upon her, and without her, none of this would be possible. And it's just been, you know. And gratitude and thanks to my youngest, Max. His organizational skills and command of the Spanish language may very well be the factor that brought us through the campaign and to this moment. I won't say he's going to be a YouTube star, but those who know him believe across the board that he will someday be something much more than just a mayor. It's often said in politics that you find out who your friends are. Sarcasm. But over the last few months, as we have found that the political process shows who are not your friends, we have met so many new faces, anxious and eager to support Homestead. Lori and I are grateful for the new and the renewed acquaintances who have offered their prayers, words of encouragement, ideas, their personal support, and yes, their reputations in standing behind us. Without them, the results of the election would not have been possible. This list is not all-encompassing, and if I miss you, wave your hand, jump up and down. But I've got to acknowledge those who stepped forward early on and were continuously a source of support, encouragement, and cheerleaders. Susan Sorrentino, Charlie Crumpler, who I sat in kindergarten with, Sonia Castro, Jessica Cabrera, Lorenzo Chin, Mike Lopez, Brad Compton, Myra Padilla, Paul and Denise Wiggins, Bobby Ray and Monica Moreno, Sean Fletcher, Jorge Luis Lopez, Christian Olvert, Haley Hutchinson, Anna Gomez and her door-knocking crew, Carol and Jimmy Harris, Larry Mino, Les Burke, and the rest of the First Friday Fairways crowd, or gang as they corrected me earlier. Ramiro Orta, Peggy and Marlo Jacobson, who became unwitting participants in a campaign mail piece, Lizanne Deegan, Ileana Lopez, her son Adrian Lopez, Mercy and Sam, Kevin and Michelle Pedersen, Kevin Sullivan. And I also want to call out the Saturday afternoon volunteer crew of young men who served as tireless door knockers on my behalf, with no connection other than to Homestead, with other than being acquainted with my son through his political circles. Marlon Montero, Kevin Cooper, Kevin Montero, Ray Anthony, Gianfranco Pupio, Mark Diaz, and Leandro Ruiz. And while tonight, and as I said, while tonight is the culmination of a difficult campaign for each of us being sworn in, let us all remember that this moment is not about us, but about those who have entrusted each and every one of us with their vote to serve them, such that they can feel safe in their homes and have pride in our community. I recall the newly minted United States citizen, a native of El Salvador, who walked 12 blocks to vote in his first local election, and the 86-year-old widow who fears leaving her home, but who called us for a ride to the polls. For myself, and I hope my colleagues, I will never lose sight of the fact that having earned the votes of so many, is not about me, but rather our message of unity, respect, acceptance, and vision. It is my pledge to serve every day as the voice of the residents of this community. And to my colleagues, I ask that you never mistake my passion for this community for anger or disrespect. Each and every one of us brings our own talent, personality, and vision to this dais. And it is my belief and hope that we will debate, deliberate, and yes, disagree. But I am confident that we will not mistake or portray a divergence of opinion as disrespect to one another, but rather as a positive sign of democracy in action, knowing that we all seek the same goals for our community, and we realize that there are many paths by which to reach a common goal. In the spirit of welcoming difference of opinion and perspective, I want to thank and commend all of those who stood for election but did not prevail. They each suffered in different levels the slings and arrows of politics in their own campaigns of their own good faith effort to make Homestead better for each and every one of us. A special thanks to Steve Shiver, Brad Compton, and Paul Wiggins for their personal support and efforts on my behalf. I am certain that in their own way, each helped to make a difference, and all will continue to participate in civic matters. To Bobby Ray and Monica Moreno, who accomplished so much with so little, you have shown us all and serve as a reminder of what a true grassroots, door-to-door, heartfelt, and sincere campaign looks like. Not only do you have my utmost respect, but my deep appreciation for your efforts. It is my belief that you too have given renewed hope to those in our community who were without the hope that their vote can and does make a difference and that their voice does matter. Your story of meeting the poorest of the poor and the most desperate of those among our community is so gratifying and compelling. And your story, an example of service at personal risk, and I know that each of you will continue to serve those in greatest need and will be a great asset to those of us who sit here. Thank you again to Bobby Ray and Monica. The people of Homestead have placed their trust and confidence in each of us. In addition to concerns of overdevelopment and the related quality of life issues, as I have met voters door to door, their confidence that the untapped potential of Homestead is one of our greatest assets will not be forgotten. Our downtown is off to a great start, and there is and can be so much more to come for both Chrome and Washington Avenues if we will embrace the ideas of others and be more welcoming to the arts, culture, private investment, and development in our historical, retail, and commercial area. In doing so, though, we must not bow to the mentality of anything goes. We can no longer accept second best or make decisions under this false handicap of being a Hurricane Andrew victim or being constrained by the Great Recession of 2008. We must show the world that as the second oldest and fifth largest city in one of the largest counties in our great nation, that Homestead will no longer settle for the consolation prize of transit, economic development, or political representation at all levels. And I look forward to a strong and productive I look forward to a strong and productive relationship with all of those other elected officials here tonight who are our county, state, and federal representatives. The fact that they are here demonstrates that Homestead has come of age and its people are no longer ignored, nor will they be underrepresented. So thank you all. It is my hope that this council will serve as a sturdy bridge to the future. There is no question that voting patterns and neighborhood strongholds have shifted, and it is our duty to ensure that all of our residents continue to have their vote count. In that regard, we must closely and carefully review our charter to maintain election equality and fairness. And I am certain that as term limits further impact sitting officials, the next council will be composed of many who are relatively new. And I believe that my successor likely will have not had the deep roots in Homestead that have been both my personal blessing and curse. The foundation we must lay for the continued success of our hometown and its future leaders must include a comprehensive overhaul of our charter and code, especially with regard to economic development, planning, and building. We must also enact a strong local code of ethics and campaign finance reform to ensure that the voices of the people are never again shouted down by the seemingly unlimited dollars provided by those special interests who do not act in the best interest of those of us who have chosen Homestead as our home. An amazing and frankly, an absolutely unimaginable coalition of old and new friends, political allies, former opponents, and adversaries came together in an interesting and successful coalition to say no to the status quo. And it is with deep humility that I accept the responsibility you have placed upon my shoulders to represent you and to cooperate with my 6 colleagues. And I pledge to serve you with honor, integrity, and transparency to build a better Homestead. Thank you all. Thank you. A couple of more things before we adjourn. If he was introduced, I missed it, but I want to recognize and thank a longtime family friend, Judge Jose E. Martinez, who is a judge of the United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida, who served as the presiding officer tonight. You know, it's a big deal when a federal judge is in the council chambers when there's not an indictment on. And secondly, on behalf of myself and my family, I want to invite each and every one of you here tonight to join us in a celebratory reception at 4-8 Restaurant just as soon as you can get there. We'd love to have time to speak with each and every one of you and enjoy the moment and look forward to the future with real optimism. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion, second. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.